Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today I have a stitch sampler leg warmer for you. So I'm going to be able to tell you how to change the size just in case you want it to be longer, or maybe the circumference is not enough for you. Maybe you have wider legs, maybe you've got skinnier legs than me. So I determined the number 40 as my starting point, and I'll be talking to you about that. So it's going to be divided up into different sections. So we're going to have our cuff. This here is at the top of your calf, and then it's going to convert into the Trinity stitch, then it's going to convert into the camel stitch, and then back to the cuff for the very ends. So you're going to notice that it's kind of narrowing down here. We're going to be talking about that as we go. So both patterns are done exactly the same way, of course, because it's two legs. And this is using Bernat Symphony yarn. Bernat Symphony is a yarn that just gives me such joy. It's almost like a roving yarn. Changes color when it feels like it, and because of that, I love this. And I'll be using a 6mm size J crochet hook in order to play, and I'll be doing the color blue that will be on camera today. So I'm not so worried about the colors not lining up, and I think it makes it a little more interesting, and it also keeps me motivated to want to do more. I'm going to be giving you tips throughout today's tutorial to be able to reduce the counting, and that's our goal. So let's go through our first piece. To reduce the counting, I left the long tail on that I started with, so when I began this, and I visually look at this and I kind of follow it up all the way to the end, and you'll notice that the tail is over here. So I'm not going to bother to give you, say, well, just do the Trinity stitch how many times before you get back around, because you're going to notice that there is no slip stitching at all on this thing. That's because it's a continuous round. And so what I want to do is every time I'm going around, and especially when I start to realize that I'm about to finish the section, I just look at where the base is here and I say, okay, this is just follow it up, and that's where I'm going to just change over to something new, and I just continue to do that. So it's just an easier way to do it. The reduction happens after the camel stitch, sorry. It happens right here to get this cuff to be a little bit smaller because our calves tend to be a little bit wider. And the magic number is 2. So 40 is my starting count, but if you need something bigger, just keep it in sets of 2. So maybe what I would recommend is just try a certain number, and then just do about 3 rows. Put it on. Is it going to be too tight? Is it too loose? And if it's too tight, then you obviously want to increase by 2. So maybe 42, 44, and just keep it in multiples of 2. That's the only thing that really matters in this, because everything here is adjustable. That will automatically happen on your pattern the way that I designed this today. And so when we get that number of 2, the stitch multiple of 2, when we reduce just by 4 stitches, it's just going to be 4 less than the number. So it was 40 here, and so therefore it's 36 here. So that's just an easy way to do it. So I'm going to get started right now. Let's grab our yarn and let's play. So after the 3rd or 4th round of this, what I would recommend that you try it on and see if it's going to fit. If not, you're going to have to frog it back out, means to rip it. So rivet. So then you would try it on at this point and make sure that it is going to go up over top of your calf and sit comfortably. If not, if it fits, just keep on going, and if not, just adjust and go back and make sure that you just keep it in multiples of 2, so an even number. So we're going to start with a slip knot to begin, and I'm going to show you a trick here. So I'm just going to keep my tail a little longer. I'm going to use that for orientation, and I'm going to chain 40. But watch what I do after the first 10. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take it off of your hook and just put the very first one on, and then put that back onto your hook. So when you get your 40 done, your chain will not be in a weird orientation. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that it stays perfect. Okay, so it won't twist then. So you continue 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So go either all the way to 40 or to a number that you prefer, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. So I now have 40. So what I'm going to do is yarn over, pull through that one and the beginning, just like that. And the way that I did it, there's no weird twist on this chain. And we're going to begin our first round to get ourselves set up to do the cuffs. And so the cuff is a rib stitch for the first section of your sampler today. Let's begin. You're going to chain 1, and I recommend turning it around to the back hump of the chain. And in the first one right here, you're going to apply a half double crochet. And once you do the first back hump, the chain will stay turned upside down. And so then you'll see the next one. See right there, there, there. And so what I want you to do is half double crochet yourself on the chain all the way around. So if you chained 40 like I did, there will be 40. If you change the chain number, it'll be the same number that you did. So maybe if you did 60, it'll be 60 half double crochets. So make sure you have the right number, and it must be an even number in order for the cuffing to work. I'll be right back at the end of the round. At the end of the round, I verified that I have 40. So this is my first stitch that I'm going to start with. I'm not going to do a join. I want a continuous round. So I'm going to just literally do my work on top of the first one here and continue around in a spiral. So make sure it's not twisted in any kind of weird way. So make sure it doesn't have a weird twist. So like a fan belt of a car. So the first one, what we're going to have is a front post half double crochet, and then we're going to do back post double crochet, and we're going to keep alternating between the two. So it's an even number that you need. So you're going to wrap the hook and go through the side of the post and bring it to the front. So we're doing a front post half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all three. So a half double crochet in the front post is going to be a tight stitch, which is what we're looking for. The next one is going to be a back post half double crochet. So wrap the hook, come around from the back, take that post from the back, come onto the opposite side of it and stay on the back, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through all three. So we do that then all the way across. So the next one's a front post half double crochet. And the next one is a back post double crochet. So because you have an even number of stitches, the very last stitch before we get back to the first one will be a back post half double crochet. So please alternate between these two stitches going all the way around to get yourself established for the cuffing. So I've come all the way around on round number 2. So for the next rounds, 3 all the way through 8, and you can check it off on a list, all you're just going to do is continue with what you see. So the first one, this is a back post, so we're going to do the first one as a front post half double crochet. So you're just going to match exactly what you see. This one's a back post, so keep it as a back post half double crochet. And so as you pass then by this, just mark it off on your list for the number of rounds that you're doing. So you're officially just starting round number 3 at this point. And what I want you to do is that I want you to get all the way to the end of round number 8. So just continuing to go round and around and around, and you don't have to stop and then make a mental note. You can just see it pass on by, check it off on your list and go on. So please get now all the way to round number 8 done, and I will pick up in round number 9 in a few moments from now. So I'm now at the end of the 8th round. How I can tell, if I pull it apart like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So on this side here, I've gone all the way around. So you just got to count on this side, okay, before you continue around. Okay, so that's how I know. So if you want more of a cuff, you just have to keep on adding more. But for those that are ready to now transition, the next round, number 9, we're going to go to a single crochet. So right now you're on this post, so we're going to start on this one here, and we're just going to single crochet around or into each of the stitches. So into each stitch all the way around. So just continue to go around, okay, until you run back into these single crochets. And this is round number 9. And then we're going to transition to our next section in the sampler next. At the end of number 9, I can tell where it is because the next one is a single crochet, so I'm just at the stitch before then, and we're now going to switch and start doing the Trinity stitch in the next section. Round number 10, we're going to transition to the Trinity stitch, which is a multiple of essentially 3. However, because we're going in around a circle, it won't matter because we're just eyeing up where the stop and the start is. So what it is, the Trinity stitch is 3 together single crochet and then chain 1. So starting on the very next one, just going in, yarning over, pulling it through, go to the next one, yarn over, pull through, and next one, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 1. And the Trinity stitch works on an existing stitch that's already been done. So the last leg of the single crochet is your first one of the next stitch. Okay, so it's not the next empty one, it's the one that the last one is still in. So you come into the last one that has the last leg, so yarn over, come into the next one, yarn over, next one, yarn over, pull through 3, and then chain 1. It looks like a star stitch. So to begin another one, it's the same last leg stitch of the last one, so it's in, pull through, next one, pull through, next one, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all 4, and then chain 1. Please do this all the way around, and I'm going to show you the trick that will take you through the rest of this section. And this is the end of, this is round number 10, moving on. Now I've gone all the way around on number 10. Now number 11, I highlighted it in red because you are going to be using the last stitch that was part of that last one as we start going around. So we're going to be using this same stitch, then the next Trinity stitch, and then the next space. So just look at it from a space, Trinity, space, and then the next one is space, Trinity, space. So let's begin. So to start, just use the space before the Trinity, collect, use the Trinity stitch itself and collect, and then use the space and collect. Yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 1. So what's happening here is that the Trinity stitches are going to line up with each other. So you're using the space as like the anchor point. So use the space first, which is the same as the last leg. Use the Trinity as the next one, and then the space right after. Pull through all 4 and chain 1. Keep on going. So use the space, the Trinity, and the space. Pull through all 4. So chain 1, space, Trinity, and space. I'll be right back at the end of this round, and then I'll give you the rest of the instructions for this section. At the end of the 11th round, this is where I am. So now from 12 all the way through 18 is just gonna keep going the Trinity stitch all the way around. So just continue just to go around and around and around. Check it off as you go on a list, and I will see you at the end of the 18th round as we then transition to another stitch. However, if you want this section to be longer, just keep doing more Trinities until you're happy. I'll be right back in a moment, and I'll see you at the end of number 18. I'm now at the end of the 18th round. You will be able to count, so count from this side here and go down. So you'll see the number of Trinity stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 is the number that this is. However, if you want it more Trinity and make it longer, you can. And we're going to move on to round number 19 in this tutorial to be able to move ourselves to the next section after that. Let's move on to number 19. When you're ready to move on, make sure you do have your chain 1 after the Trinity was created, and then just start moving in to the stitches you need to go. So just play within the space and just one stitch of the Trinity. So starting in the first space right here, just single crochet, and then the next one's in the Trinity. Okay, and then the next space, and then Trinity. Please do this all the way around for round number 19. At the end of the 19th one, everything is still lined up if I follow it right from the start. And so we are going to then move on to the camel stitch for the next section. The camel stitch requires you to be on the back bar of the half double crochet. But the very first time we go around, that will not exist because we have single crochets, and that does not happen on that particular kind of stitch. So what we need to do in the very first round is just half double crochet on the back loop only. If you're new to crochet, there's always 2 strands that make up a stitch. If you use the strand that's closest to you, that is a front loop. And if you dive into the middle and just grab the back one, that's the back loop. So all we're just gonna do is half double crochet just around the back loop to give it a bit of a lift. And it also establishes that the next time we go around is that there will be a back bar in order to do the camel stitch. So half double crochet on the back loop all the way around. I'll be right back at the end of this round. I'm coming up all the way around, just half double crochet in the back loop only. And then you're going to notice that the stitch looks different in the next one, which is the half double crochet, and that's where we're going to be able to do the back bar of half double crochet for the remaining of this section. Let's begin round number 21 next. Half double crochet on the back bar means that you're going to ignore the tops of the stitch, so these two, and you're going to turn it even further and get the back one right here. See, it look for when you turn it, it still looks like a regular stitch. That's the back bar. So you're going to half double crochet in the back bar, and this is going to push over the top of that stitch to make it look like that. So once you start doing this, you're going to notice that the stitches will stay out of your way, and so then there's the next one right there. So you're just half double crocheting in the back bar all the way around. See, it's right there. So if you're not sure, just follow it back. So you see the two, that's the third, that's the back bar. It's also referred to as the third stitch back as well, but back bar I think is more accurate. Okay, so just go all the way around. I'll see you at the end of the round, and then we'll talk about the remaining of the section. Again, if you'd like to do this longer, you can, and it's up to you. I'll be right back. I'm coming up around. You can see this is where I've started, so I'm just continuing along. So what I want to do is that every time I'm passing around, I'm just going to check it off on the list, and I'm going to get to the end of round number 28. Now, number 29 is still this, but there's going to be a reduction. So I want you to get to the end of round number 28 and just continue to do that, and I'll be right back in a moment after that's done. Okay, so you're going to see the stitch work is going to be amazing. I'm now at the end of the 28th. How I would count this, don't count this one right here, this first one. Okay, just ignore it, because that's actually part of the half double crochet that you started with without doing the back bar. So count the second one up. Okay, so this is round number 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Got it? So now we're going to do a reduction for the next round. If you want to keep on going, just make sure both are consistent with the sizing. And in the next round, number 29, I'm going to show you how to do a decrease. Let me show you a little diagram, and then we're going to do that next. I want you to visualize the circle as of 4 points, and you're starting here, and you're basically going around the circle and you're ending here. So what I need you to do is to get rid of 4 stitches by doing a 2 together half double crochet in the back bar. So you're going to do it right at the beginning, and then roughly about the 25% mark going around, so a quarter, you'll do it again, and roughly about the quarter, you'll do it again, and then do it again. So you're essentially just eliminating out stitches. Now, because we are customizing it, you may have a different starting number than I did. I had 40, so you could have 50, you could have whatever, but as long as you just divide this in your mind by 4 points and start with the first one and continue, then you'll get the reduction of 4 stitches, which is what we're looking for. Let's begin to do that next. So looking at the circle, I'm going to start with the reduction here, here, about halfway across, and then here. So how you're going to do that is that you're going to half double crochet in the back bar a 2 together stitch. So you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to go into the next back bar like you normally would have, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to do the next back bar. So yarn over, the next back bar, pull through. You'll see 5 loops on the hook, pull through all 5, and that's a 2 together on the back bar. So you're roughly going to do so many stitches. If you want to count how many stitches that is to get there, it's up to you, but I would just eye it up. We just want to take out 4 stitches. We just don't want to do it all in one spot. So we're going to half double crochet in the back bar to get ourselves roughly to that spot. Okay, and I'm going to do it next. So the next 2 are going to become together. So yarn over the back bar, pull through, and then yarn over the next back bar, pull through, and pull through, all 5. So you're going to continue to do that all the way around. So you have 1 more to do, roughly about here, and then roughly another one just about here before you get back. Do that, and I'll be at the end of number 29 next. So I'm coming all the way around, And the next stitch here, it's actually the two together. So what I'm going to do is stop here. We're going to move to our next section to do the cuffs for your ankle next. Round number 30, we're going to do one round of just half double crochet on the regular stitches, so don't do it the back bar anymore. So just start with the regular stitches to bring that around, and just half double crochet all the way around, and I'll be back at the end of round number 30 in a moment. Just finishing up the last one, and now we're going to transition to number 31. We're going to start doing the cuffs next. The ankle cuff is the same as the very beginning cuff that you started with at the calf. So starting in the very next stitch, just do a front post half double crochet, and then the next one is a back post half double crochet. So you're getting the cuff re-established. This provides elasticity. So front post half double crochet and back post half double crochet, and continue that around, and I'll see you at the end of this round in a moment. At the end of number 31, I am just going to leave you a tip. Because we are establishing the cuff, if somewhere along the line you lost your way and you don't have the right stitches to make sure that you're ending on a back post double crochet before you're starting another round, then what you can do, and it's right in my case, but if I was to do that, what I could do is to go and do a back loop. So say I have 3 left and I got the wrong combination, I would do a back post double crochet around 2 of them to bring it back then into sync. And it's going to be so unnoticeable, it's not even funny. Okay, so this is a front loop, the next one's a back. So don't be afraid to improvise if you have to. There's no point frogging all this work out to rip it to get yourself back into the counts when you can cheat so easily like that. Please, let's start the next round. So rounds number 32 all the way to 38 is to do then just what you already know. So if it's a front loop, or sorry, front post, keep it a front post. If it's a back post, keep it a back post. Sorry if I'm screwing up on my terminology today. So you're going to do all the way to the end of round number 38. And if you want the cuff longer, you know what to do. Just keep on going. Just make sure both are consistent in size. And now I'm ready for one more round. So to do the final round, you were just going to single crochet around the top edge all the way. And then I would join you at the end of the round to show you how to do the final 2 stitches before all is said and done. I'm coming all the way back around, just doing the last one here. So I'm all the way around, and now the next 2 in a row are just going to be a slip stitch. Okay, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to slip stitch the last one, but I want to show you a technique to do that. So let's just trim our yarn. And let's grab a tapestry needle. And we're going to pull this up. So we are going to technically slip stitch one more. It just is going to be really obvious if you do it. Typical. But if you put it onto a tapestry needle, what I want you to do is come around the next stitch from the back to the front and pull through. And then I want you to go see where this one's coming out of. Go there and go towards the back of it, so the inside of your cuff. And just match the way that the stitches look. And then on the inside here, we're just going to just trap it inside. So I'm just going to tie a knot first. And then I'm going to turn it so I can see it better. So now we're just going to go back and forth in the top area. Do not allow the needle to go all the way through the project. Just stay within the stitch work. And for this kind of yarn, it's better to split the plies up than it is to go between strands. So that was my second pass, and then the third. Any loose ends that you will have on this project, if you decided to change color, or if you ran out of yarn midway through, you have to do the same thing. Okay, so the very beginning, on the way that we started, we're going to take that starting strand that we've been using as our marker, put it onto the needle, and turn it to the inside of the project. Just flip it up, and I would, in this case, I go down the center. Don't allow that needle to go to the other side of the work. So down, and then just come back up, slightly different path, and then down once again. Now I do have a loose end because I did have to change the yarn ball out, so I want to do the same on the inside there. Okay, and so then you end up with a fantastic leg warmer that you can do. So any changes you made, then you'll want to duplicate that for video, or sorry, for the second one. And if you are following me along here, we use video chapters if you see the video description, so you'll be able to see each one of the sections so that you can skip the intro again and restart back at the cuff and work your way all the way down. So the top of the calf working down. That's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed, and please leave me a comment on how you did today. We'll see you.